Alright, and welcome back to the channel, everybody, and I hope you're doing fine. So the new Marauders patch dropped today, and it's probably the biggest content patch the game ever received. There is now finally VOIP, there is a new map, there are new guns, the grenades are coming back, we also get more ship variants, and I have to say, you know what, we just talk about this a little bit. If you're only interested in certain topics, there's timestamps in the description below, so you can just jump to the stuff that you're interested in. Let's go. Okay, so for me personally, the biggest content updates are new maps, and it's the same in Marauders. So, new raid, the Colony Cruiser. Let's talk about that a little bit. So, it is a ship level, and it works kinda like the already existing merchant ship, but there are some big differences. First of all, there's a vault, but it doesn't require a blowtorch, and you have an armory that requires a token. I'm gonna talk about in a second where you can get the token. You can dock and breach the thing. So the merchant ship you can only breach, a regular raid you can only dock. But with the Colony Cruiser you can do both. Also, and I think this is very cool, the merchant ship is stationary, right? But the Colony Cruiser is actually moving through the map. Also, the moment it spawns, or if it's on the map, it's the only raid available. Normally when you spawn on a map there's 2 locations, but with the Colony Cruiser there's only 1. Also there's new 6 missions where you can do some objectives in there. Now, you're probably, yeah, okay, the merchant ship was kind of okay, it was kind of cool, but something was always off for me. The merchant ship is not really big, right? You breach it and then you have this huge map. And you can see already the Colony Cruiser here in the background, and I think it's a little bit of a different story here. Colony Cruiser is massive and it's floating there through the map. Looks very menacing, I have to say, and gives me it gives me the chills, dude. It's amazing. Then, now you're probably wondering, from where did you get already all this footage? So I have to say thank you to the devs for providing me already with a few clips for the new stuff, so I can do this video here. Alright, that's it with the new raid. We're gonna play this today, hopefully, because the patch is dropping today. And I would say we have a look at something else. Okay, this one will be very quick. So we have new contracts / new trades. So there's 2 new characters. We have the anonymous benefactor and a doctor. They provide you with new tasks, for example right here. For this dude, we have to bring a silver ring and we have to pay a little bit, and then we get a large supply drop. You can also get guns. I don't know if you can get ships, but definitely check out these trades every now and then. So maybe you can get some extra bonus loot. Oh boy, I was waiting for a very long time for this to happen, more attachments for the guns, especially optics. We're gonna talk about scopes, and it's one of the first stages of implementation for scopes. So right now we only have a scope for the SVT-40, and we have a scope for the M16. Now, they're not super crazy, right? I mean, you don't really need it in Marauders. There isn't a lot of sniping, since you're only fighting in these raids. But if you don't like the iron sights, then these scopes will definitely help. Let's have a look at this one. It's a little bit of a teaser for a later chapter already. And I think these red dots scopes, they will do the job. And I think I will play them a lot. Now you know this patch is called United Allies Factions, so we should probably talk about them. So they are the United Marines, and those are also the guys that can spawn with the cruiser token we just talked about 1 or 2 minutes ago, that you need for the armory in the cruiser ship. Now, they look like this. Have to say, yeah, I dig this. I mean, it's a typical Marauder style. It's not for everybody, but I think they look kinda cool. Also, you can see it already, they come with a new armor set. So you have this United Allies armor. There's 2. There's the Sherman plate and the heavy Sherman rig. And we're gonna have a look at them. Let me just have a look at them myself right now. Yeah, here's the plate carrier. Honestly, looks nice. And then we have this one here. What I like about this one is that you now have also these, you know, the shoulder plates and stuff like that, giving you a little bit more beefiness to the armor, and I think that looks cool. There's also more, but I'll let you explore this yourself. Then we have new items. New United Allies items. A heavy M1 helmet and a new ammo type. And the new ammo type is gonna be 40mm rounds to go with grenade launchers. Yeah, I think we have to talk about this right now. Okay, there's in total 3 new weapons. Let's talk about probably, didn't play it yet, but we will have to be careful with this one. New weapon, the China Lake. It's a new pump action grenade launcher. Shoots 40mm rounds and has a capacity of 3. And I don't have a clip yet in-game from that thing. I hope I can get that pretty soon for you guys. But it looks massive. I don't know exactly how much damage the grenade launcher will do. I talked to the devs ages ago, and we talked about grenades and grenade launchers. And my biggest concern is, well, they're one-hit kills, they might deal too much damage, you're always fighting in these closed spaces, right? So you have to be really careful with this. I think they will not be a one-shot, but we will see soon. So that's it for the China Lake, but we have a second grenade launcher, because one is not enough, we have the Mini Thumper. And it's a break-action single-shot grenade launcher. 40mm rounds, capacity, well, it's single-shot, so 1. Let's have a look at that thing. Yep, that looks kind of cool as well. I mean, you always have this World War II veteran vibe there for that thing. But for this one, I actually have gameplay. Now, we talked already about this with our concerns, too much damage for grenades and grenade launchers. We're gonna talk about that in Grenade Chapter a little bit, but as you can see here, animations are okay. And you're not one-tapping them, apparently. I don't know if that is just a splash, but some of these hits look like direct impacts and they're not instantly killing. Now you can say, well, if they're not instantly killing, everything with full auto will just mow you down. But maybe you can do a combo, right? You hit them with your rifle, then they try to take cover, and then maybe you can splash them. Maybe, I don't know, the explosive crossbow in Hunt Showdown can be viable, but only in specific situation. Borderline a meme, so maybe this will be similar. Next! And this is probably my favorite from this patch, the Stoner 63A. That's a 5.56 caliber assault rifle with a 30-round base mag. I don't know if there's like a bigger mag that you can craft or that you can find, with moderate damage and recoil. I can't talk to that, can I? Now, again, here we have the presentation of this, how it looks with the nice 3D view. It says right now, has no attachment slots, so I guess only 30 rounds. And a little bit of firing here, gameplay clips. Iron sights, they look good. I like the reload animation and everything from this thing. Right now, keep in mind, only the M16 SVT-40, if I remember this correctly, have red dots that you can put on them, like scopes. I hope, you know, further in development, this one will get one as well. Next up, well, it's a looter shooter, so how about more looting? So right now you have space salvaging and pot looting. One of the things that always kind of bothered me is when people try to breach me and I shoot them down, which is already, depending on the ship that you have, kind of difficult, right? And there is absolutely zero reward for you. Well, now you can find debris and destroyed pods, and you can kind of loot them. You fly close until you get the prompt, and then your ship loads that in. In-game, you have then your own airlock for that, and you can interact with this. Now people will be asking me, well, what happens if you're in that airlock and somebody activates the airlock? Well, you're dead. So in theory, you can sneak board somebody, you know, somehow while they're in their own drop pod, and you just breach them and you wait there. They pick up some, you know, destroyed pods or some debris, and then they try to loot this, and then they go into the airlock, and then you sneak up, you activate the airlock. As you can see, this is very unlikely. I think it's more for trolling teammates, but you have to be a very, very evil person to do that. Am I right, Joe? And yeah, I like it though. More stuff to get outside in space is good in my opinion, because one of the issues that I had with Marauders is the space combat, or the space part of the game is kind of right? Especially as a solo, so I hope this gives me more to do while flying in space. Oh boy, this is gonna make a lot of people happy. New drugs, yay! I mean, don't do drugs, okay? First of all, new item, spice, and it reduces pain. So it works like meth that we already have, and morphine. But there's a trick to this. It blocks stamina consumption, if I remember this correctly, 125 seconds, 120 seconds. What does it mean? During that time period, you can do whatever you want, and you're not draining your stamina. There's still fatigue that will build up, but the stamina will stay. So you can do like non-stop sprinting. I think that's cool. I think that's kind of strong too. I don't know how strong, but we will see. Meth is doing on the same thing. I think it's only for 50 seconds though. So yeah, this will, you know, running away from the space pirates with their drug addiction will most likely be pretty difficult in the future. And then finally we're getting VOIP. Now I always but I was asking for VOIP for the game for a long time. At the beginning, especially when they introduced VOIP to Tarkov, I was like, boy, dude, VOIP in these kind of games, that's gonna be toxic as hell. But surprisingly, at least in Tarkov, it's not. Also in Hunt Showdown, I mean, of course, we have exceptions, it's working kind of well. Most of my engagements are nice. Lucky me, I guess. But now we have VOIP and Marauders, and this one will be wild, I tell you. It works Marauder to Marauder, so with your teammates or, you know, with people that you meet in raids or people that board you. But it also works pilot to pilot. So ships can communicate with each other. So when you're in your drop pods, breaching somebody, you can stream at them, "Here, I'm coming, dude." I think this is fucking amazing. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, I know not everybody likes VOIP, and sometimes you have some douchebags that are not very nice. Let's put it that way. And there is a mute all hotkey. Now, I don't know why we don't have this in other games. On Showdown, please. But this will help a lot. By default, it's M. You have to be careful though, because sometimes when you set the hotkey right now in early access, maybe it's not saving it. So be careful with this. And something else, more voice lines that you can unlock with progression. I just put it here to VOIP because this is all with, you know, communicating with each other. That is nice. We have, I think, more languages, and if I remember this correctly, also some female voice lines now. So there's hopefully something for everybody now. Another big chapter, new frigates. I struggle a little bit with this one. Some gaming articles advertised this as, wow, I think 17 or 19 new ships. All ships are now class types, so you have like Scout, Frigate, and, you know, stuff like that. But the new ships are variants. This is still cool, don't get me wrong. I just want to keep it real here with you guys. It's not 19 completely new ships. So it's the current ships, but they do look a little bit different, but with different variants. So new ships, variant equipment, some are faster, some have turrets, you know. You can also buy them right now. And you have new turret types, which is kind of cool. You have the dual 25mm turret, the dual rocket launcher, yeah, and a 75mm turret. And as I said already, there's now a ship shop in the hangar tab with random ships. Alright, so always check that out, see if there's a ship that you like with the configuration that you like. I'm gonna show you now a few screenshots because that's all I have right now. Believe me, I'm going to show you something over the next couple weeks if everything goes well. So here, for example, I think this is one of the scout ships, if I remember this correctly. And now some people will be mean and say, well, this is a rust bucket painted in yellow with wings. I still think this is nice that you have now some variation to these, because more variety is always good. Some of them look really badass. Here we have an interceptor one. And here's, for example, I think they're called dreadnoughts right now, right? Is this a dreadnought? Yeah, that's a dreadnought. So you have this one with the double cannons. It's a capital ship, but it also has its custom paint job, you know? I'm digging this. Like, sure, the first time I read the article, that was, by the way, not from Marauders or from Team 17. It was from, I can't actually remember. And they advertised this as, like, new ships. Meh. New customized current ships. But I have to say, you also have these, I don't know if this is one of the pirate ones or the marauder ones. They look absolutely amazing. Like, still, I mean, ship design was already cool. Now with the pirate logo on top of it and the ships turning black. Nice. Here's the interceptor with the rocket launchers. You can see them flying in a squad. I wish you could do that, but hey. Yeah, I think this is nice. You can see the variations. This is already good progression into maybe one day actual new ships or more customization for the ships. Because the customization, I think, right now is gone. I mean, there was not much to customize anyway. So you just buy now the ship with the right turrets and that's it. Personally, I think, at first I was like, oh, customization gone. But now I think this is good because, first of all these attachments, if you want to have them in your inventory, that takes a lot of space. And sometimes you don't have the materials for that. Right now you just buy the ship and it comes with the guns. Done. Alright? So you will have way less default ships flying around now. And way more variety also in gun loadouts. And I think that is cool. What else do we have here? We have more ship changes. For example, we have now an engine damage multiplier. So if you're shooting the engine of a ship, deal more damage. I think this is cool. Then we also have a forget damage pass through. I hope I understood this correctly. That means the bigger the gun you're using and that you're shooting the ship, the more damage the crew inside will take. I think they made an overall damage adjustment thing here over the last couple months. So I have to play this first to judge this properly. And also, they overall improved movement. Remember when you were using some of these turrets, you had like this stutter movement? That should be gone now, or at least way less. So I can't wait to buy some of these new ships and fly them, especially the Red Dreadnought. Looks very menacing. And here we go with a rather controversial topic, grenades. Honestly, I played the game now for a couple months. To be honest, I didn't play it since last VOIP. And the game was doing good without grenades. I think grenades are good as long as their purpose is to flush people out and not just to straight up kill them. Sometimes you have some stalemates and the guy peeking first dies, right? Or the guy pushing dies because the other guy is holding the angle. With grenades you can make people move and then push. So as long as they are not too strong, I'm okay with grenades being back. There's a smoke grenade, there's a flashbang grenade, and there's a scrap bomb, basically your explosive bomb, right? You unlock them through the linear campaign, so it's a quest unlock, or you find them in pistol spawns. Let's have a look at them. First, the smoke. And I have to say, yeah, this will, holy crap, yeah, this will probably even my camera will capture this one right here. Yeah, this is super green. No, it's not my custom skin. I think it looks cool, and this will definitely block vision. You also have a flash bomb. I like this one because there's a timer for the thing to explode, so you can still move. And it's not forever. Like in PvP, even 2 or 3 seconds feel like an eternity. And right here, it's really just something for pushing around the corner. And if you're far away, then the thing does absolutely nothing. Now, with the next one, I'm not so sure what to think about it. Again, we need to play it first. Just play something first before you judge it or think it's bad. Hipfire recoil. Hipfire now only uses spread. So there's no camera punch or recoil anymore when you hipfire. And SMGs profit most due to the tighter spread. I'm not the biggest fan of hipfire being too strong. Maybe I just have PTSD from Tarkov. I just think it feels weird when you have this fully kitted meta M4 with a laser pointer and people at 20, 30 or even more meters accurately spray you down and don't even go ADS anymore. So we're gonna have a look at this clip right here. And I have to say, you can already see it spreads out a bit, but it's still kind of accurate. And I think point blank, when you go around the corner and you bump into somebody, then hipfire should of course be good. Now let's have a look at the ADS part. And this is already calming me because it's way more accurate. As it should be. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Now, my patch note videos sometimes don't cover everything. I always link them in the description below, by the way, because some things are not really worth to mention, or maybe I want you to explore it yourself. But this one here is just too freaking funny. Vending machines are now in the game, and they provide resources. So far, I only saw a vending machine that dropped military rations, and you needed a copper coin for that. Now, the question is, are there other vending machines selling better stuff, and you might need a silver coin or a copper coin? All of this looks kind of like the clip in the background. So there's actually vending machines, like a snack machine, and you can drop some goodies out of it. I think that's hilarious. I think that's funny. I like it, dude. It makes the map more alive. Let's see what they will do with this mechanic in the future. Now there's a couple more changes, and I'm not going to talk about all of them. I'm just going to mention them right now really quick here. So they added explosive barrels. So be careful with that one. It seems like they don't explode with the first shot, like you need 2 or 3. Maybe it depends on the caliber you're shooting it with. We can find out the next couple days. And there are some new map mechanics. So you have now breakable barricades. you have secret rooms, and you have even more that I'm not gonna spoil right now. Let's have a look at one of these explosive barrels. I mean, what's a shooter, a video game, without explosive barrels? Come on. Actually, Tarkov doesn't have that, now that I think about it. But I think it will be fun in Marauders. Okay, then final chapter, just my personal opinion, what I think about the patch. I think the patch is massive. Keep in mind, didn't play any of the stuff yet. Map is big. I like that the cruiser now has a raid size. That was something that always bothered me with the merchant ship, that it was tiny and then it has this massive map inside. I'm like, yeah, okay, we are playing a video game, but it's still kind of awkward. So the map change I like. I like the new weapons, if or as long as they're not too strong. You always have to be super careful with grenades, and especially grenade launchers, for being absolutely busted and not fun to play against. Again, if they get the damage values right for the grenades and the grenade launcher, I think this will be okay. The grenade's probably more than the grenade launcher, because this is a very short flash. Smoke is very thick and gives you actually a chance to finally maneuver. And the frag, as long as it's not too strong and it's more for, you know, breaking stalemates, which is good. Nobody likes stalemates. That is nice. What else do we have? Yeah, the new ships. I really would like to see completely new ships. New variants are cool, but they are not really new ships, I have to say. But maybe that's just me nitpicking right now. Then what else do we have? Let me click through the node. Yeah, attachments. This is something that, in my opinion, needs to happen a little bit faster. Now, keep in mind, indie developers, all right? Team size 10, 12. Like, this is not a super huge team that is developing this game. They're doing already amazing work for this. But I would like to see a few more attachments. There are still guns that have no attachments at all. Looting more attachments would give you a little bit more for the loot pool. I don't want Escape from Tarkov, don't get me wrong, but if there's no attachments for guns, it feels kind of But yeah, we're in early access, so I hope there will be more. Especially optics. Maybe we'll get suppressors for more guns. I don't know. But I'm gonna enjoy the M16, I think. And the SVT-40 now even more. M16 was already my favorites. SVT-40 not really, but with the red dots, ooh, this might be a real changer. Then VOIP will be... I think it will be hilarious. I hope I'm correct here and I'm not eating my words down the road. Breaching somebody with VOIP enabled and screaming at them, "Here I come," or some other, you know, fun BS. I think that will be cool, alright? And especially with the mute all button. I find this amazing that Marauders has this and other games do not. Like, how can you not nowadays have no mute all button? Alright. We also have a few more items. I think this is all cool. We need to play this. Alright, and this is exactly what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna ramp up with Hunt a little bit, and then we're gonna switch to Marauders. Also, there's gonna be a Twitch drop event, but for Marauders, not for Hunt. I'm gonna drop a video about this, hopefully tomorrow. And that's it for today. Quite a surprise, man. I was looking through the patch notes for this game, and I'm like, the list doesn't end, and there are some huge changes in there. I hope they get good anti-cheat and everything, because it always ruins the mood, especially in Escape from Wiggle. So if they get that right, maybe the game can finally grow. And then, big shout out to all my patrons. As always, thank you for all the support that you're sending my way. It's much appreciated. Thank you for watching. Expect more Marauders coming on this channel very soon. If you don't want to wait, I'm streaming it today and the next days over at twitch.tv/Psychoghost. I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye-bye.